Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I am Adam Mckola. This week we've got a little bit of an extra video for you, and we might do these more regularly with different faces off the channel if you like this content. So get your comments in the comments below. Use the comments box as well, like a suggestions box. Is there anything that we're not doing at the moment that you want to see on the channel? Get those thoughts in the comments below. But right now, I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you asked us on Twitter and on YouTube in the community section. So I'm going to go through some of these questions right now. And I'm already seeing Mr. Carl Edgar's question where he's taking the piss asking me how I change a tyre. Well, I'm not going to stoop down to his level and answer that one. But we are going to go to Majestic Prince's question, which is, when everyone is fit, what formation and starting 11 would you play? Well, that's a good question, to be fair. When everyone is fit, what formation and what 11 would I play? Well, I would play, seeing as we got Sabutio here, we'll use it. I would play a 4-3-3, and I would like it to be a 4-3-3 like so. One striker, one pivot, two wingers, two central midfielders, a back four. Piece of piss. That's what I want to see from Manchester United. This fella here, probably this season, is going to end up being Scott McTominay. But in the future, I would like to see us invest in this position so that Scott McTominay can become an option for this position or become a more rotated player. I love Scott McTominay. He gives a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of commitment, a lot of passion. But the fact that he's our second choice midfielder means we are lacking in quality in this area. And I think because we are lacking in quality and depth in this area, it's difficult to really, pick this midfield free. But you'd have Scott McTominay there. You'd have Pogba here on the left central midfield position. And you'd have either Fred, Pereira, or somebody else in this position. Obviously, we're short on numbers there. But hopefully you'd like to think Fred can find some form and put in some performances. We saw a half-decent performance from him against Liverpool. So that would hopefully be the case from him. So then let's go from the back. David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka at the right. Then I'll go with Maguire, Tuanzebe, Maguire. Then we've got here, left back, Luke Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Pogba. Left wing, Marcus Rashford. Up through the middle, Anthony Martial. And on the right, should probably do this. On the right, probably tempted to go with Danny James, based on form alone and based on how he started this season. But do you remember when we played under Ollie, under that amazing run when Ollie was at the wheel and it was booming around everywhere? We played with Matic, Herrera and Pogba in midfield, which is obviously a better option than we've got at the minute. But we played with Martial, Rashford and Lingard up top. And what that gave us the ability to do was, when we were attacking, we could almost play a diamond because Jesse Lingard would come from the wider area. We'd have one of our strikers pull out there, one of these guys go here, and then we'd have a diamond as well. So it was a very flexible formation, or you still keep your 4-3-3, but with just him occupying that deeper position and two strikers. So maybe Jesse Lingard over here. But based on this season alone, you'd have to say Danny James for the commitment, the work, the goals that he scored. So yeah, that's what I think about that one. The next question is from Spence, who's got the @MaxSauce2019. Must have had to fight him off for that. Anyway, it's if we could only sign one player in January, who we signing? James Madison. All day long. I'd say James Madison. Possibly go with a striker. But I think James Madison's going to be a difficult signing to get. So if at the end of January we actually manage to sign him, that takes a massive bit of stress off our summer next summer in terms of signing players. You're probably going to think Madison's going to go with England to Euro 2020. If he has a good tournament, that could boost his price. Can we get him done in January? If he comes in, he's still going to be available for Europa League football. And he gives us someone that can naturally play in this position just behind the striker. And then we can play 4-3-3 with this kind of formation. We can play a diamond in the middle with him at the focal point of the diamond. It gives us the options there, and it gives us creativity and assists, because without Paul Pogba, we're lacking that seriously. So I'd go with James Madison. Aaron Singh 07 says, which position would you prioritise? So I said If I could sign one player, I'd sign Madison, who's a creative player, as a number 10 more. You know, he plays in the midfield. But I'd also think I think the priority for United at the moment, having finally sorted our defence, is either a striker or a defensive midfielder. Which one's more important? I'd say striker, because we're lacking so many goals and one injury, and we really are down. Obviously, with an injury to Pogba, and we're not doing much, but we have got a little bit more in midfield, and you hope Ghana can possibly come through in terms of just sheer numbers. Maybe we're lacking in the quality there, but we have got holes in many positions, which is obvious. But tempted to say striker because of the lack of goals, but a Madison solves that issue because you can create more chances for others. Abdul Wahid asks, thoughts on the Emre Can rumours or Chan rumours? If he left Liverpool and came to United, I'd have been disappointed. But when you think about it now, you actually look at him and you think he's a good squad player. Hasn't been put into Juventus' Champions League squad, which is why these rumours have come up, because he was told he was going to be in the Juventus Champions League squad. Then he was left out. They need to bring some money in. They've spent a lot of money. That's why they were looking to let Dybala go. That's a player there that they got on a free. They could potentially sell for 30 million. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. If we got him in for 20, 30 million, I think it'd be a decent bit of business for a player that's a squad player. And you could see him, you know, if Matic leaves in January or in the summer, you've then got an immediate replacement for Matic. But it wouldn't be a signing that gets me overly excited. Tony Marshall on the YouTube comments, community comments, asks, reckon there's any credibility to the Saudis taking over, and would you welcome it? Firstly, regarding credibility, I'm not too sure now. In United We Stand, the fanzine, they did an interview with Ed Woodward, and in that interview, Ed Woodward didn't give away any ideas that the Glazers were looking to sell or there'd been any recent bids, which is what the recent rumours are. But Ed Woodward isn't going to give that away, because if the Glazers did want to sell, you kind of have to come out and say, well, it's not for sale, there isn't an asking price, give us as much money as you've got. So I'm not sure what that tells us. I wouldn't be surprised if the Saudis were interested in it. Would I be for that? I don't think it'd sit right on my soul, you know. I can't stand the Glazers. They're leeches. I want them out of the club as much as anybody. But be careful what you wish for, and it's kind of jumping out the frying pan and into the fire. And these Saudi, I think there's a lot of governments that are, you know, they're responsible for some horrible things. But these guys are that responsible for that. What they stand for isn't great, and what they do isn't great. The human rights abuse, the homophobia, etc. Using us to just sports wash what they're doing, I'm not sure I'd be happy with that, and we can't criticise City for that. Having said that, if they come in and they sign Mbappe and Neymar, I'll be celebrating as much as anyone. But that's where I realistically sit on it. I just wouldn't be comfortable with that one. And now I'm dead if they do come in. Hawksy11 also on the YouTube community comments says, should Lindelof be dropped once Twanzebe is fit? For me, he hasn't started the season well and loses too many one-on-one battles for a defender. The battle he lost with Mane, when Mane scored and the goal was disallowed for handball, was really, really annoying. And he's got to stop with them. Those slips are coming too regularly from him. And I do believe Twanzebe will eventually overtake him in the standing and in the pecking order and become Harry Maguire's partner before the season is out. Anyway, guys, those have been some of your questions, and those have been some of my answers here on Full Time Devils. Now, I think we're going to do this video more often. We might not do, but we might do. So let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll be back with much, much more very soon. In a bit.